Hello everybody, in this video we've got an epic showdown for you. It's a 2024 dice battle, this time between Jimmy Carter for the Democrats and Ronald Reagan for the Republicans. This was suggested to me in the comments. Obviously there's no way this could happen. Let's just try to have a little bit of fun. This would be a rematch of the 1980 presidential election. So Carter is the left number, Reagan is the right number, higher number wins the state. If it's a tie, we will re-roll the state. Let's start rolling some dice here. We're going to start in Alaska. Let's see who can get on the map first. 1 to 3, Ronald Reagan, he's back at it. He has Alaska. Next roll, Hawaii. This goes 4 to 2 to Jimmy Carter. Next roll, Washington, 12 electoral votes. This goes to Ronald Reagan. Next roll is going to be Oregon. 8 more electoral votes. This is going to go to Ronald Reagan. And the next state is California. You know it has a ton of electoral votes, 54 of them. Ronald Reagan was governor here. Let's see if he can win his old state. Here it comes. And it does go to Ronald Reagan. We've got a red West Coast. Reagan with a monster lead here early on. But there's a ton of time here for Carter. Let's go on to Nevada. Swing state with 6 electoral votes. Those are going to go to Jimmy Carter. See if he can build on that momentum. Next roll, Idaho. Carter has 2 in a row. Can he go 3 in a row? Here comes Utah. No, Ronald Reagan, he wants to make that red, and he does. Here's Arizona. This is going to Ronald Reagan. Now let's go up to Montana. 4 electoral votes coming to Jimmy Carter. 3 more here at stake in Wyoming. Those are going back to Reagan. Let's move it along to Colorado. 4 to 4, we have our first tie. Let's re-roll it. Let's see who's going to get these 10. Oh, look at that. We've got another re-roll. Colorado being stubborn, but oh wow, 3 straight. Very stubborn indeed. Let's move it along though, and finally we get a winner. Jimmy Carter takes Colorado. Let's see if New Mexico can be a little bit more cooperative. And that does go 3 to 2 to Reagan. Next roll, North Dakota. That's going to Reagan. How about South Dakota? 2 to 2, let's re-roll it. 5 to 4. Carter has those. Nebraska at large, that's the next state. And that goes to Reagan. Here's Nebraska's first. 5 to 5, let's re-roll it. 3 to 1 for Carter. Nebraska's second. Here it is, Carter has 2 straight. Here's Nebraska's third. And that's actually 3 in a row for Carter. Next roll is Kansas. It's going to Carter. How about Oklahoma? 2 to 2. Let's re-roll it. Reagan wants those 7, and he's got them. Now we've got Texas. This is a big state. Carter's trailing pretty bad. He could get right back into it with 1 roll. Let's see what happens. It does go to Carter. That puts him at 80. 114 for Reagan. Let's go back up north to Minnesota. That goes back to the Reagan column. How about Iowa? 6 electoral votes. That's a re-roll. And that's going to go to Jimmy Carter. He's got him. Here's Missouri. That's next. Carter again. How about Arkansas? 3 to 2. Reagan has a red Arkansas. Next roll is Louisiana. Coming to Reagan. How about Wisconsin now? That's the next roll. Jimmy Carter snags those 10 electoral votes. There's plenty more at stake in Illinois. That's the next roll, and that does go to Ronald Reagan. Reagan was born in Illinois. Maybe that was the edge he needed. Next roll, Michigan. 15 electoral votes. Ronald Reagan again. How about Indiana? Jimmy Carter has those 11 electoral votes. How about Kentucky now? That has 8 electoral votes. We've got to re-roll it. And 6 to 4 for Reagan. Tennessee is next. Those are going to go to Carter. Mississippi, that's the next roll. Those are going to Carter. How about Alabama now? 9 electoral votes coming to Ronald Reagan. And that takes us down to Florida, and that has 30 electoral votes. Jimmy Carter, he's trailing. He needs these 30 electoral votes. He's looking for a high number. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, he gets a 1. Reagan with a 5, and that goes to Ronald Reagan. So it's not looking good here for Carter, but his home state is next, Georgia. 16 electoral votes. Let's see if he can win that. He does not do it. That does go to Ronald Reagan. Reagan not letting up at all. He really wants to win this coin flip battle. Let's go to South Carolina. Carter, he's not out of it. He could have a great comeback, but South Carolina does go red. How about North Carolina? 16 electoral votes. We've got a tie. Let's re-roll it. Oh, Carter loses with a 4 to Reagan's 5. And that's a red North Carolina. Very close to winning the White House now. Ohio's next. Reagan could win it here. Let's see what happens. And just like that, this dice battle is over. Ronald Reagan takes Ohio. And that's an early night for Jimmy Carter. He didn't really make it much to the East Coast. That's a shame for him. The only question next is, will this be a massive landslide? Let's find out. Let's go to West Virginia. That does go to Ronald Reagan. Now we can go to Maine at large. 2 electoral votes. Coming to Reagan. Maine's first. That goes to Carter. Maine's second now. That's going to go to Carter again. New Hampshire, that's the next roll. Reagan has those. Vermont's next. Reagan again. Let's keep it moving. New York, a lot of electoral votes here. 28 of them. Reagan again. He's really stepping on the gas. He's at 318. Carter only at 136. Here's Massachusetts. There's 11 for Jimmy Carter. Here's Connecticut now. Ronald Reagan has those 7. Rhode Island, that's the next state. Got a tie at 6. 5-2 for Carter. Got a blue Rhode Island. New Jersey is the next roll, and that's going to Jimmy Carter. How about Delaware? Carter has a blue Delaware. Maryland is next. That goes red for Ronald Reagan. Now we've got Washington, D.C., and that goes red as well. And we've got Pennsylvania, 19 electoral votes. We've got a tie at 1. The re-roll goes to Jimmy Carter. And the last state is Virginia, 13 electoral votes, and that goes to Jimmy Carter. He finishes right at 200, Ronald Reagan 338, and this was pretty much a blowout for Ronald Reagan. Terrible night for Carter, and in this rematch of the 1980 presidential election, it's the same result. Reagan wins, Carter is defeated. Take a look at that map. Blue Texas surrounded by red states. Reagan dominating on the West Coast and in the Southeast. Very interesting map. Let me know in the comments, what did you think of this dice battle? Hopefully you had a good time, but maybe you had a bad time. Let me know down below. On your way out, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.